Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be pulling some cards for you, so let's just get right into it and see what Spirit has for you today. Okay, Spirit guides, a message for my collective, whoever this message needs to reach. Where is the other one? Okay, got it. So all your cards decide to fall on the ground today, which is great. Fantastic. Okay, one more Spirit. One more card. And then we'll get into it. One more, thank you. All right, so the back of the deck is the King of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Torches upright. That's where we start, huh? All right, so Ace of Torches is that divine inspiration. It is that, sorry, I just got messages like blasting all over my phone, so I got distracted. Let's try that again. So with the Ace of Torches, I'm seeing that Spirit is lighting the way in something in your life right now. And you might feel like you're alone, that you don't have all the guidance that maybe you had previously, right? Maybe before your spirit guides were a lot louder than how they are now. Maybe they're not that loud this time. And that's on purpose. It's on purpose because you have learned to use your intuition at a better and higher caliber than, like, you would get more wisdom out of tapping into your intuition than asking your guides for help. Okay, some of us need to remember that before we became who we are in this body, if you're in my collective, it's most likely that you were a spirit guide yourself. I know myself to be that. I've been a spirit guide for eons. I prefer being a spirit guide, and I do come back in human form. This is because I've done a lot of past regression, a lot of Akashic records, just reading and tapping into my soul, right? This is how I know these things, because I've spent a lot of time searching for this information about myself. So I know myself to be a reincarnated spirit guide. Okay, I've helped a lot of people that I am walking amongst now. And it's beautiful, and it's such a, it allows you that ability to kind of realize that your spirit guides, they try their best too, and because they're on the other side, but you need to try your best on this side because it works in tandem, right? And so it helps kind of like, helps you see your spirit guides in a more familial way, in a more gentle friend way. They're not like these like great large some of them are, but most of them have been your friends, right? Have been your closest companions in other lives, right? So it's good to realize that when they say they got your back, it's more like they love you so deeply, like a connection that goes beyond just physical. Like, it's like, have you ever loved someone and then you had to just let them go? Well, twin flame, right? So yeah, I'm rambling, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say, where spirit is just trying to more personalize themselves for you, because maybe you've been a little bit more, what's the word? Just like a little off put by connecting with your spirit guides directly, right? Maybe just you are having another awakening and you're realizing that your gifts are growing and they're deepening, right? I've been realizing that about myself. And so your guides want to come forth first, right? As you're opening, expanding, allowing your third eye to see more, they want you to know that they see you as a deep, 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 loving friend. They want to tell you that they truly admire you and they want to help you in the best way possible for you. And they're so grateful that you've been listening to them and listening to messages that come through channelers like me, through other channelers that you enjoy. You know, they're just really happy that you want to connect with them, because it's honestly, it's amazing when you reconnect with your guides, right? And sometimes they change. Most of the times they change as you evolve, because each guide kind of specializes in a certain energy that they have concentrated on in their multiple lives. Like, you know, we all have our own specializations. And so they kind of rotate out when we're going through different things in our lives, right? Better advice, better suited for your current situation, basically. So your spirit guides are coming in with this divine inspiration. You're going to be inspired, and during this time they want you to not use it to overthink. They don't want you to use it to trap yourself in fear, because maybe before you would, you know, be presented with this motivation, inspiration, and then, you know, you feel that fire and it's so exciting, and then somewhere along the lines you scare yourself. You start overthinking. You're like, oh, but what if this goes wrong? What if I don't have enough for this? You know, just a lot of what if things go wrong. And they're literally screaming on the other side, like, what if things go right? What if things click? What if you do that one thing that you're just meant to, and then it pushes you into this other opportunity that just guides you, like, you know, just one step at a time. It's like, go here, go here, go here. And then eventually you get to exactly where you want it to be, right? So Spirit wants you to kind of fall into that kind of mode where it's a divine flow thing and you're not overthinking, right? So lately I've had to really realize that I overthink and I overanalyze just about everything, and it's like, yes, it's part of my traumas, but it's something that is habitual to me now, and so I'm trying to break it because I don't think that's helpful to me. I think I can like function well without overthinking the thing that I already have a solution for, right? So once we already got our solution, stick with that. Don't doubt it. Don't be like, well, I don't know if that's a good enough solution, and just realize that what comes to you is meant to come to you. Don't doubt it. Don't overthink it. Just hold on to that initial feeling and roll with it. Okay? That's what we're doing in this next week or so. We're going to be training ourselves to just walk away from the overthinking. My brain right now is so like, it's like getting lighter and lighter. It's a really weird feeling. I'm not on anything. I'm very sober right now, so just so you know. So I'm feeling like your mind is going to become so much lighter once you just stop overthinking. Maybe some of us deal with personalizing overthinking, like it's part of our personality or something, right? But it's not. I promise you that overthinking is not part of your personality. It is actually just because of many things outside of you preferring to overthink. Okay, so don't blame yourself. I'm not going to like go through the reasons why we overthink, because there's so many different reasons. But for me, it's because I'm no, we won't go into it. Spirit guides don't really want me to go into it. They just like, so we'll just move on. Two of Swords in reverse. Okay, so when we are being given, we as in you, when you are given this divine inspiration, you might get really confused. You might feel like it's not what you want. It's not through the person you want. It's not the exact scenario, 11:11 on the timer. It's not exactly what you've been manifesting, but it's here. Interesting. So, okay, now I know why my brain did that weird feeling. We have to stay open-minded, guys. We have to not be closed off to these blessings coming in. Yes, it is not skinned in the way that we want. It is not maybe it's not exactly what we wanted, but it's pretty dang close. And it might be even better, right? So don't close yourself off. I know it seems weird. It seems strange. When it comes, you'll know what I'm talking about, where you're like, oh, I do want this, but like I wanted it through someone else. I wanted a different kind of opportunity. This one was not what I thought was going to land, And spirit guides are saying, yeah, we know, but this is everything you want. It might not look like it, but it is. And you just need to trust it. It's the beautiful part of following guides, right? Following your guide's word, because you just never know how it's going to look. Like my partner right now, I did not know he would look the way he does. But I look back in my journal and it's the list of like everything he is. That might not be like right off the bat visible. Right? And so they're saying, give it a chance. It's not bad. It might be good for you. And you might have a lot of fun doing it. So it might be an opportunity to follow your creative ideas and allow you to step into this creative flow, right? Maybe you, collective, you've never actually experienced an opportunity for your creation, right? Maybe you guys have had to be the ones to create these opportunities and they've never been like sent your way, right? So every creative thing you've done is from your own doing, basically, right? It's because you wanted to do it. Something coming in now, it might just propel you into this new field where you have to just rely on instinct, intuition, and it's not scary. It's just like you're going to be flowing with a certain crowd now. You're going to be flowing in a certain energy. And so you're going to be learning how to handle being in that energy more often so that you become more comfortable in it, right? And when you're more comfortable, you can expand. You can just relax and you can just be yourself, and it's going to be beautiful. I know that it's going to be beautiful. I can see it, and it's like, it's like magical. I'm just blown away. I'm like, wow. It's really pretty, guys. Whatever you've been manifesting, know that this opportunity, you might want to take it. I'm not going to tell you that you need to, but you might want to, Okay. Princess of Cups in reverse and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. yeah, you are in control of your emotions now. The Princess of Cups, you know, she's a little bit more, she hasn't met herself at such an emotional level yet. Like, a lot of it's still new. She's learning how to deal with it. He, she, they're learning how to deal with it. And they're not exactly in control of their emotional expression yet, right? We're not in control of our emotions ever, really. But when they do come up, you are much more able to control yourself now. You fully alchemized your ability to emotionally regulate. I feel like before it was kind of difficult for you to process things emotionally, like you would not, the thought of it would not, like maybe something crazy happens, right? That's supposed to be triggering, and it does trigger you, but you shut down. And then 2 weeks later you start recounting the memories, and then it comes up and you're bothered by it when you weren't bothered by it before. Let yourself be bothered by it. Let yourself release it. Don't demonize yourself for feeling the things you feel, right? Because people trigger you sometimes to get a reaction, but you do the beautiful thing of never giving them the reaction that they want. So yes, sometimes we are processing a little later, but I wouldn't necessarily demonize yourself for that, because sometimes in the moment it's much more important to not give the people that kind of energy, because they only trigger people to get that kind of reaction. You know, like they live off of that reaction. Even if they wouldn't say they do, they wouldn't do it unless they wanted a reaction. Just saying. Okay. And with the Two of Pentacles as your last card coming out, it is giving me that things have been a little difficult to handle, to balance out within yourself, within your body, within your home. Right? Maybe things have just been absolutely chaotic, and Spirit is saying that to bring balance back in is to bring balance back into yourself first, right? If you want your environment to be more balanced, it's important to take time to rebalance your inner world, because maybe I was tapping into my partner's, because I cleanse his aura every now and then for him, because I do light energy healing, but I've never been trained in it. I just have been able to do it. And so I naturally just do it for him. And his inner world was so, I could see like just these huge waves, right? Just like wave after wave. And I'm like, oh my goodness, your inner world is very tumultuous right now. And he's just calm in his outer exterior, but then inner world, it's like a tsunami after tsunami kind of thing. And so that might be going on with you, where maybe you're presenting a really calm exterior, but then internally there's a bit of a storm happening, right? Because sometimes people try you, and that's not your fault. And, you know, you're just trying to deal with life, and people might trigger you every so often. And, you know, that happens. That's life. People aren't going to know your sensitivities. You know, everyone you meet, they're not going to be able to know your sensitivities. And so you will get triggered. But the beautiful thing is we learn how to deal with our triggers, right? We learn how to manage our, those crashing waves. We allow them to crash internally, but externally we're cool as a clam. We're not even, like, we didn't even flinch, right? And I guess Spirit is just saying, like, that's okay. Like, it's okay that maybe you're deeming yourself as a little fake or something, or as like a little two-faced, but you're not. You're just not giving them what they are asking of you, right? I've been listening to Odd Mob a lot. He's a DJ. He does EDM, and he has a song called Won't Be Possible. So maybe listen to that and just, you know, realize that when people try to trigger you, you know what they're doing, you hear what they're saying, but you're not responding, because they can't get that out of you. You know they want, like, they are only doing these things to get a certain reaction. But that just kind of puts the power back into your play, where you're like, oh, well, in that case, you don't get anything. You know, try as you might, like, you're not going to get a reaction out of me then. If all you're playing is a game of pulling out a reaction, you're not getting anything. You're going to get stonewalled, right? So that's my initial reaction whenever I meet or I feel like certain energies trying to pull at me. I'm just like, no, that's not happening. You know, and it literally will dissipate. It's kind of crazy once you get to that level of like, get out of my energy. This is mine. You don't belong here at all. You know, when you get, even if you just say that right now, you're going to be able to push them aside. I mean, I think you already do. That's why I'm tapping into it. I think you're like a bad bitch, you know, and it shows and people know it. Right? My collective is a collective of bad bitches, of baddies, right? And not only baddies, but very, very spiritually enlightened baddies. And that's rare, and it's even more dangerous than regular baddies, right? So I got you. I got you. Y'all got me. We're in this together, and we're gonna thrive, and we're gonna be so good. We're gonna be so good. I just know it. So I'm gonna pull out some cards from Isis as our closing messages. Spirit guide, Isis, please message. Oh. She was like, it's on the floor. And I'm like, what? And it was on the floor. All right. So you got the miracle of Isis. Isis offers a miracle healing. No matter how much you have struggled with a particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship issue, or inner struggle being part of it, you are guided now to accept the possibility of miraculous healing. Let go and let the goddess be. All right, so whenever we get messages of letting go, I want to explain it a little bit further, because I don't think a lot of us kind of understand how to let go. My collective, though, I think you've had to let go of a lot of things, so you've mastered it. But there's something that needs to be reminded here. And when you're letting go, you're not allowing chaos into your world. You're allowing order to be restored. Okay, when you let go, order can be restored back into your life. Because the universe wants to send you order, right? Things have been really chaotic for you. Things have been extremely chaotic to the point where you couldn't keep your inner world out of that tumultuous state. You know, it kind of got pulled back into the crazy ups and downs of life. But Spirit's here to remind you, like, hey, it's cute that, you know, like, you're being a human and you're experiencing these things. But collective, you are more than that. You're here for a reason. You're here for a divine, very special reason. And I can't tell you, and your spirit guides can't tell you. Only you can tell you. What we're doing is trying to guide you back to you. So every time you let go, we bring you closer to who you actually are. And if you can trust us to let go over and over again, your inner goddess comes out, because you are no longer playing by the rules of the matrix. You are no longer playing rules of this reality. You are not even following the rules of the universe per se. What you're doing, you understand that your soul core mission, like your mission is so embedded in your core that you can only access your mission when you have touched your core, when you have touched your soul, your own soul. And that's why I think a lot of people right now are getting a little agitated with the idea of self-love, because it's a lot of work. It is. And we can't get there. We can't get to that core until we unravel all of the layers of trauma that we have put, that others have put on us, that we may have put on us, right? The thing is, we need to clear that out, okay? We need to allow those layers to come off, because at the core, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful green shining light. That is your heart center. That is the area where, in my eyes, that's where your soul core resides. And the only way to tap into it, like to touch it, is to release all those layers. And that's what we've been doing, right, collective? We've been unraveling slowly but surely all of those layers that we have learned over our lifetime, over past lifetimes. We're releasing it all. And then once we are able to let go and release all of that baggage, that lightness, that core, you're going to be able to see it so much more clearly. You're going to be able to hear it and feel it and know it. It's going to be undeniable. And that's the point I'm trying to get you at, collective. That's where we're trying to be, right? Because I think I've honestly been so blessed to be able to touch that part of myself. This is not a schmexual thing, okay? This is a spiritual thing. It could be schmexual because I guess that is part of spirituality. It's part of life, right? So it's part of us. But what I'm talking about is, I feel like I'm so blessed to be able to have my soul frequency vibrate so strongly that I was able to hear it even through all of the muck, even through all of the conditioning and layers of trauma. I could hear the ringing of my heart. And of course it wasn't prominent when I first started, no way, right? I could only hear it like maybe 3 years into unraveling my traumas with my mom, with my dad, with my sisters, everything. It's just like when we meet more parts of ourselves, it kind of resonates even stronger, right? So as you unravel these things, you're going to be able to hear your path so clearly. You're going to see it so clearly that you're hardly going to need any direction or confirmation. But I already know you're kind of there, collective. I just feel like I need to say this for someone. But the main majority of my collective, I know you guys are already at this point. I know you guys feel the same amount of gratitude towards your own gifts, because there was a part of me when I was younger, and I'm talking about like 2018, when I picked up my first tarot deck, I was like, oh my gosh, it would be so cool to be a psychic medium and a channeler, because these messages have helped me so much, right? It's so amazing that these people can tap into that frequency so clearly and into my frequency and channel messages for me that I can't do for myself right now. And when I was at that stage, I thought it was so cool what people are like, what I'm doing now, right? I thought it was amazing. And it actually saved me. It saved my life. I'm not going to lie. The tarot community itself, lovely. Everyone, lovely. Even if they're channeling like the darker, more heavy energies, they are still doing their light mission. You know, like, I think we understand that, where it's not really about the topics they're discussing. It's reaching out to the people that need that help, right? So even if the topic is kind of not, you know, in our own judgments, like not the most high vibrational, whatever that may look like, it is actually doing a very, very important task, which is shedding light into darkness, where for people that have never seen light in their darkness, that have never seen the love in their shadows, right? And so shadow work and the shadow workers, they're so important to this community. And I love all of them to bits. So, and you know, I was over on that side more often when I first started, because I needed to know the reasons why. I didn't understand. I'm like, I've never been diagnosed, but I do believe myself to be more autistic, because I really do like see myself that way. It's not like the memes and stuff. It's very real, where I don't understand people sometimes, and it's hard for me to understand why people do the things they do, right? So those tarot videos of like what your person is thinking and how are they feeling, those helped me out so much in the beginning of my journey. Not because I'm a nosy person, but because I just simply wanted to understand. I just wanted to know, because who they were in like my reality, it was very obvious they were putting on a mask. And there was, even if I were to ask them how they truly felt, they would not tell me the truth, you know, because it's about me. So they're not going to tell me the truth. And so just kind of realize, like, every reader, even if it's deemed as negative topics or outside of yourself, and it's not that helpful towards spiritual enlightenment, it is. All of it is aiding in some way. The only task given to you is to simply not judge, and it's not even not judging other people, it's judging you, not judging yourself for what you may be consuming right now. Maybe a lot of readers are telling you, like, you got to cut this out, this out, this out, this out. Right? And that's the only way. And maybe you're like, oh, but I kind of like rely on those right now. Like, that's the only thing keeping me through. They're not telling you to get rid of the thing that's like you're holding on to just like make it through a certain moment. Yeah, like, use the resources that you have to your disposal. Obviously, don't fall into addiction, but don't feel like you're a horrible person if you need certain things to help you out, right? The whole as we walk towards self-love, there's very little room for self-judgment and seeing ourselves in such a negative way. It doesn't help, because the only reason why we see ourselves in a negative way is because someone else has put a judgment on it. And so as we release judgment on the world, it helps us release judgment on ourselves. It's kind of like, I used to be really judgmental. I used to be like, that's good, that's bad, that's good, that's bad. And now I'm just like, well, I don't know, like, it's not helpful for me in this moment, but it was helpful for me in other moments. So I can't say if it was good or bad, right? Like, it was just really helpful one time and then not so helpful the other time, you know? Instead of, because I mention this every time, but I did used to be in sciences. So I was trained to be unbiased, to not have a bias towards a certain answer. So as I have gone through spirituality, learning about it, I tried to stay away from the new age stuff, but being a reader and being the age I am, and, you know, being a girl's girl, I'm gonna get a little bit absorbed into the new age stuff because the girls there are so nice, and the community is so great. I know it gets a lot of like hate, but it's saving people, and I think it's doing good. And yeah, there may be some areas that need work, but I think it's beautiful that people are opening up themselves to this kind of existence, you know, that would have been laughed at before, that would have been seen as weird. It's still seen as weird, I think, because I still get weird, like, I don't know, like I get weird reactions from people all the time. But at the same time, you know, it's really loving as well. It's never like critical or anything. Like, I wouldn't say I meet a lot of critical people. I think I meet a lot of very open people. So I'm very grateful for that, because I get to be my weird little self. And it's fun because no one's really judging me. And, you know, the people that did judge me, they're obviously not around anymore because they judged me, you know, like, so that might be true for you too, where you're entering this mode where you're allowed to be silly, and you can be yourself, and you can be whimsical and not so tapped into the disturbing frequencies of existence right now, right? The reason why, like, I think a lot of spiritual people tend to not tap into world news is because we're not actually meant to consume world news. And I'm not telling you to not listen right now, because what's going on right now is actually very important. But it's good to tap out. You know, it's good to, it's amazing that you are tapping into the wisdom, or like tapping into what's going on in the world right now, so that you're aware, right? Because we don't want to be unaware. But it's really important to take a step back once you have consumed, right? You have to kind of step back and be like, all right, I know what's happening. And instead of getting angry at a single person, or, you know, whatever the news is blaming, whoever's being blamed, instead of throwing energy towards that, which is what the writers and the people that create these things want, instead of throwing your energy at that, you give it back to yourself and be like, all right, the only way to heal the collective is to heal ourselves first. The only way to lighten the energy of this world is to lighten our own, and to hold that space, to hold that frequency, to not let the disturbing news of the world pull down your frequency, right? You want to uphold it. You want to keep it high. And it's not because you're not, it's not because you're fake and that you're not an activist or something. Yes, of course you are. You care. You will speak up for the things you care about. But at the same time, like, you care about your own energy, and you know that, like, it's much better if you hold a calmness in you, because your energy is so big. You know, collective, your energy is huge. If you don't know that already, you should. Like, you have, your aura is very, very potent and very strong. So when you embody a lightness to you, everyone feels that. And their minds can kind of shift away from all doom and gloom into, okay, well, there's things we can actively do right now. You know, it's just like that. It's you shifting people into this divine inspiration mode. Whoa. Collective, you are here to inspire people. Inspire people into positive, light action, right? Rather than going into the everything sucks, there's really nothing we can do about it, we're all fudged attitude. You come into a space and you immediately alleviate that energy. Like you take it away and then you fill it back in with the most positive energy, which is beautiful. I love you, collective. You're amazing. So that is all I have for you today. I hope that these messages helped you. If they did, go ahead and give this video a like so I know that the messages reached you in some way. And subscribe if you would like. I'd love to keep growing this community, and I'm probably going to keep posting even if you don't. So hopefully you do, and then hopefully we stick around and we keep growing, and that would be really awesome. All right. So have a great day, collective. I know you're going to do very well. Hold your head up high, even if things are going a little crazy, because things might get a little crazy, but you got this. And your spirit guides, they're your best friends, okay? So talk to them. Just have moments with them, all right? I love you guys. Bye.